Now, if you're in the know, you'll know that the Switch 2 was recently announced, and it looks something like this. And most people are pretty satisfied. I think most people are pretty happy with the fact that there was an announcement of the new Switch. But I am not like most people. I think ahead. I think to the future. And so I am asking, before the Switch 2 releases, what will the Switch 3 look like? So my job right now is to figure out exactly what the Nintendo Switch 3 would look like. Scientifically, with data. And not really. That's a lie, but something like that. Alright, so for a Switch 3, I actually do have a good idea of what this Switch is gonna look like. And it's so simple. You're gonna agree with it when you see it, alright? There's gonna be 3 Joy-Cons. Job completed. No, I'll put a little bit more effort into it. So I just picture they just make a little extension off of this Joy-Con, because you can slide this Joy-Con in, and then you can slide this Joy-Con into this Joy-Con. That's what I imagine. So I'm just gonna try my best to blend this together. Stitch it together like a mad scientist, because that's what I do best. Just want to make sure that all the little light parts blend in with the seam there. It's not gonna look great right now, but soon we're gonna blend it together and it's gonna look a lot better. We're just trying to get the lighting right now. So the thing is, it's not gonna be rounded. It's gonna go all the way up. And again, it's not gonna look pretty right now in this phase while I'm grossly blending it together, but it'll look pretty in the end, and that's what's important. Well, I guess it will never look pretty, but that's just the reality of life, I guess. See, we're just putting the pieces together like Legos right now. I'm gonna make this a lot smaller because we want this, but we don't want it to curve. We want it to stay straight. Now, again, it's not supposed to look super pretty right now. I'm just trying to get all the pieces together. That's the important part. And then we can make it look good. It's not all about what it looks like in the moment. Sometimes it's about the end product. You gotta be looking towards the future, like I am with the concept of this video. I am a great role model. See, this is kind of what I'm picturing. Now we have the shoulder button for this. It's brilliant. Now I just need to do the bottom. Terrible Photoshop editing is an art. That's what they don't teach you in schools, but I'm here to tell you that editing on a picture that's probably way lower resolution than it should be, it's important. It's valuable. See, it's coming together now. You doubted at the beginning when I was blending it together in a disgusting, immoral way, but now you're starting to believe it a little bit more. See, you just need to blend it together, make it look all nice. And see, this is already perfect. It's not, but I mean, it's close. Now we pick the beautiful smudge tool, and this is what's gonna make this look real. Just need to blend it all together. Make it look all nice. Isn't this lovely? I'm really the Bob Ross of modern day. Like, if Bob Ross was alive now, this is definitely what he'd be doing. And there we go. This is the Switch 3. Say hello to the next generation. Say hello to the new console. Like the new console, not the Switch 2. Oh, it's beautiful. It's wonderful. There we go. Now it's convincing. Now you see this and you're like, whoa, I shouldn't be seeing this. This is the next Switch. I can't be looking at this. The Switch 3. What is this? As you can see, this is the perfect representation of exactly what a Switch 3 would look like without any deviation whatsoever. In fact, I don't want to get sued by Nintendo, so I'm gonna stop showing it. From here on in, you should be treating this as classified. Next year, the second the Switch 2 comes out, the Switch 3 leaks are gonna start coming in, and you're gonna see this baby. But if you think about it, like 7 years from now, when the Switch 2 is over, that's not an unbelievable amount of time away. That's not a satisfying ending. We're just gonna see this in 7 years. No, we need to look further. What about like 14 years? 14 years sounds more up my alley, honestly. Well, Derpadai, is that the video? Are you done? No, I'm not done. I told you, I look towards the future, alright? So, I'm not just looking at the Switch 3. No, I'm looking at the Switch 4. As long as like the Switch 2 or Switch 3 don't just completely flop, there's gonna be a Switch 4, alright? Because I predict after they get their gimmick over, they're gonna do what they really want to do. You know how the Switch kind of has like that thing where like the Joy-Cons might be a mouse? That's cool. That's really awesome, you know? But it's clear the direction that they're going. That shows me, if that's the case for the Switch 2, that shows me the direction that they want to take it. And it's as clear as day, all right? It's obvious. They want to slowly turn it into a computer, all right? If you take a look, a keyboard is like about the size of a Switch. So I don't think that that's gonna work, all right? I don't think that that's gonna work necessarily, but we don't necessarily have to add all the keys. So if the right Joy-Con is being used as the mouse, the left Joy-Con will have W, S, A, and D, as well as Q and E, I think, because Q and E are pretty important as well. So it'll have these keys. Wow, Nintendo's innovation is amazing. This is fantastic. So you know the drill. Just kinda put it together. Nothing serious here. Just we can worry about the finer details later. This looks amazing. I'm already excited to use this console. I'm pretty sure that this isn't how lighting works. However, I'm trying to do it, but don't complain at this point. But there's nothing left to do but to go forward. You know, it's moments like this I'm really questioning what on earth I'm doing. But then I remember that I'm doing greatness. There's nothing better. This is how masterpieces are made. Maybe I should just leave it like this. Oh, you say your Joy-Cons are too small? There we go. I almost just want to leave it as is, to be honest. This is fantastic, but we'll continue. Have you forgotten that this is what we're doing? We're adding a keyboard to this. I want it to be like in a weird spot. I don't want it to look normal. Now, unfortunately, we have to destroy this by getting rid of the control stick. No need for control sticks where we're going, or buttons. No need for anything, really. Now that we have a keyboard, it's all clear. It's all good. I really almost want to keep it like this. Imagine ordering a Switch 2 and then getting this in the mail. Just like one regular Joy-Con and then just an abomination of a block with a huge R button. At that point, would you even return it or would you try to sell it? I would try to sell it, man. Like that's not normal. It depends on whether or not you feel the value of the humor exceeds the value of the feeling of getting scammed. That already looks great. Okay, I had a funny idea. Alright, I'm gonna do this. These buttons are important, but they're just as important as the spacebar, you know. But the spacebar, it doesn't fit. What am I gonna do? Well, I had a great idea. Okay, so the neat thing about this Switch is the screen actually extends over to the side. The transformation is close to being complete, which is absolutely fantastic. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing here. I think at this point it's a little bit clear. But basically this Switch, it's not going to have the regular aspect ratio you'd expect from a Switch. From any console, really. You're losing a little bit of screen space, but think of all of the benefits that comes with this. Like seriously, try to count all the benefits on one hand. Like you couldn't even count them. You could not count the benefits. Truly just countless. They can't be counted. There we are. Now there's space for the space bar. See, it's not that hard. You just need to make a little bit of room. Oh, this is wonderful. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, this is the Switch 4. This is what I'm excited about. I'm not excited about the Switch 2. I'm 2 times ahead of you. I'm excited about the Switch 4, alright? Now, while this Switch is innovative and amazing, and the best thing ever, potentially, you do unfortunately lose a little bit of coverage on your screen right about here where the spacebar extends. So it's not quite a 16:9 aspect ratio. I honestly couldn't tell you what the aspect ratio would be, but this truly is an innovation in Switch technology, and I think that you will be satisfied with the product have you purchased it. And considering it's the Switch 4, it's a little bit of a steep price, Not terrible, not too much higher than the Switch 3, but it's gonna run you about $4,000 because it's the Switch 4. If I keep saying this is fantastic, eventually everyone's gonna think it's fantastic. And this absolutely fantastic representation of the Switch 4 is just amazing. Now, I probably won't get sued for this because this is far from being invented. This is, you're gonna know, this is exactly what it looks like. But we still need to account for something. Even if inflation goes up a lot by this time, 4,000 is quite a bit. And also, you didn't hear it from me, but this console kinda sucks. So naturally, Nintendo, after the Switch 3 and the Switch 4, each time getting more and more diminishing returns, they're going to have to make something new. They're going to have to make another Switch, alright? Switch 3, pretty solid, pretty cool console, you know. It did pretty well. It didn't succeed too much after the Switch 2. After the Switch 4 released, obviously it's an innovation, it's fantastic, but for some reason, people didn't like it too much. So the company burned down to the ground. It's ashes, just a pile of ashes. A couple people sitting on desks and computers on a pile of ashes. That's what Nintendo looks like after the Switch 4 released. What could they possibly do? How could they, like a phoenix, rise from the ashes and create a console that makes everybody happy? Well, it's very simple. Nintendo remembered their classic, the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch brought so much joy, and it was one of their best-selling consoles. This is what brought them out of their Wii U rut. This is what made them the monolith that they were today, that burnt down to the ground and are ashes. This console was what brought them to the top. And so Nintendo, looking at this console and remembering the success it brought, maybe we were focusing too hard on the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2. Maybe we should look further, back to the Nintendo Wii. So they decided to use this fantastic creation. They decided to combine one of their most popular consoles with one of the best-selling consoles of all time to create a masterpiece. And like a phoenix, again, they will rise and become Nintendo new or something. I don't know. Long-winded explanation. I'm just gonna put Wii stuff on the Switch. Was that necessary? Yeah, that was necessary. That was fun. I like that monologue. Come on. I introduced to you all the final attempt from Nintendo, the final console that had the chance to bring them out of the ashes, to put them into green financially, and like a phoenix to grow stronger and more powerful out of the ashes than ever before. Nintendo's final console, the Nintendo Switch. This console did not save the company, and the company remained in turmoil forever. The end.